Sir Veena D'Souza, Principal St. Joseph Convent Senior Secondary School, Bathinda, is now with us. And as ma'am, most of the students are from different states, and they are preparing for NTSE on this time, and they have lots of queries about their studies, and as you know, online studies, and basically their queries is opening of school, how they can cope up with studies. So I don't take much of the time, and directly I can unmute one student and he can ask you question. But before we can start the session, please, some words from your side.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Sanjeev, for giving me this platform. Dear students and Sir Sanjeev, good evening to every one of you. I'm really thankful to God, not because I have been given this chance, because I have found in Mr. Sanjeev a rare person. I think so this pandemic or this lockdown has taught us something. If there was no pandemic or lockdown, I won't think, dear children, you would have met Mr. Sanjeev or you would have come to know him. To share our knowledge, to share our goodness with others, we don't have to be rich in terms of money, but we have to be rich in our hearts. And this is what Mr. Sanjeev has done. I won't think Mr. Sanjeev is listed among the richest person in our country. But I salute him today. For me, he is the richest person in sharing his knowledge. He has sacrificed his time for so many students for whom maths is really a tough subject and lot of phobia they have. And because of this pandemic, dear students, dear children, he has touched so many students' lives. He has boosted their morale. He has boosted their inner confidence. So for me, he is one of the richest person, I should say, in the world, who has selflessly, lovingly sacrificed his time for somebody else, that is mostly for the students. And I think if you know him, I think so from the time that we had lockdown, he has started taking math classes. He would have been selfish and would have said that I will take only the math class for the students of Bathinda or only Punjab, but no. He didn't have any borders. He has broken all the barriers and he has gone out of the way and he has called and invited the students from every part of our country. So dear children, what I want to tell you is we can learn so much from this pandemic, and this pandemic has taught us last longing values. So you also, when you grow up in your life, you don't have to be rich to share your goodness with others. He has shown us the example how we can be rich, how we can be helpful. So you also please share your goodness, whatever you have, talents with one another. I'm happy, Mr. Sanjeev, that you are even coaching these NTSE students. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I pray
We are also feeling proud that you are with us. And carry on, please.
Yeah, and dear students, to become famous in the world, we have to do only two things, either good or bad. And Sir has done good everywhere. And that's why today his name is known to everybody, what he is doing. So, Sanjeev, I salute you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, not taking any money from the students. This is a free service for the nation, free service for the students, and especially those children who cannot afford this kind of facilities. Thank you very much. I think so in a way, this pandemic had brought lot of fear and anxiety among the children. But because of your selfless nature and your outgoing self, you have really touched their lives and you have helped them to come out of it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Ma'am, next question from student side, Angelina. Angelina Mary.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
Angelina, tell your city also.
Ma'am, my name is Angelina Mary. I'm in
Yeah.
10th standard now, and I study in Bangalore right now.
Bangalore, yeah. Yes. What is your
So,
question?
ma'am, I wanted to ask you that what should be the good qualities that a student must possess?
Sister, she want to know what is the good quality that student have.
One is hardworking, sincerity, and respect for everybody. According to me, hardworking, sincerity, and respect for every human being.
Good. Rohit. Rohit Garg.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening, child.
evening. Rohit, yes, carry on.
Ma'am, my name is Rohit Garg and I study in Faridabad.
Okay, yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question that if we clear the NTSE stage 1,
Yeah.
then at the time of stage 2, if
Mm.
we have chosen a subject stream different from SST or maths, then
Yeah.
how will we manage to study science, maths, and SST all together?
I think so I will request this Mr. Sanjeev to
Ah,
answer this question.
no, Rohit, it's not a difficult task. You can manage. It's not a subject based test. It's a common test.
Yes.
Okay, common knowledge and common subject knowledge is required, not a specific knowledge of any particular subject. It's a it's a test of your mental ability.
Yes.
Okay.
And secondly, Sanjay, what I feel is if I have interest, if one person has an interest, then he or she can make up anywhere.
Anyway,
Yes.
yes, that's not the bar.
Yes.
Aditya, Aditya Gupta.
Sir, good evening, sir, and good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, I have the question: how can we manage all the subjects? And all the teachers say more consider in maths and science. Ma'am, I want to know all the subjects are important. Then why should we consider only maths and science more?
Ma'am, actually, he wants to know that teachers are asking us for concentrate more on math and science.
Yes. Maybe that maths and science teacher is telling you. Otherwise, all the teachers tell that let's concentrate on all the subjects. And child, if you want to pursue in particular field, then you have to focus on maths and science. You know, if you take maths and science, what you can do. But what I want to say is, as you said, I also say that we have to focus on all the subjects. Everything is, all the subjects have equal importance in our life. So if I want to be a doctor in future, then I have to take up medical stream, then I have to focus on science. But if I want to be an engineer in future, then I have to focus again on non-medical, then maths and science is important. You should know what is your taste.
Ma'am, I want to become an IAS officer.
Very good, I'm happy. We want honest and courageous IAS officers nowadays. Wish you all the best, child.
Thank you. Arunde Karan.
Good morning, all of you. Ma'am, my question is how can we make favorable timetable for studies, because there is a 4 to 5 hours of online classes, so all students get tired from brain and eyes also, because I have spectacles on my eyes. Thank you, ma'am.
Sister Veena, many students are writing me that please ask the question how we can manage this online as offline study now, because they have a burden of both the
Yes, correct. Yeah, I understand.
way of teaching, online as well as offline. How they can manage it?
Child, you should see that you or the proportionate your time for online as well as offline. I know that it is too much. Before you had only offline, now online and offline. The situation is such that we have been put up in such a dilemma. So too much burden is levied upon the children. So I feel that you also need to, divide your time. So this one, Mr. Sanjeev, you want to say something?
Yes, it's a better thing if you can manage your time, and it's in our hand to manage our time. And sister, many students ask me, please ask the sister, what is the importance of marks in our life in 10th grade or 12th grade?
See, I do, yes.
Yes,
I don't say that marks are not important. Marks are important, but marks should not be taking our life. So what is happening is now, because of this marks, sometimes we go to any extent. We do not take care of our health. We have unhealthy competition. So marks are important, dear child, but at the same time, we need to balance ourselves. And what I would say is, what I learn, what values I have inculcated, what impressions I have made on others in a positive way, that will remain in my life, in others' life. And that will help you to become a better human being. So there is one proverb: if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. And if character is lost, everything is lost. So for me, I feel life principles are more important than marks. Today, I can score marks in any form. But if I do not have those basic principles of life, then I think so, I cease to be a human being.
Jai Shri Goyal.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, my question is, I have two questions. My first
Yes.
question is that if I have, if my goal is that I have to do something in English, so do I need to study other, or I have to focus more on English?
Child is just like a person in the, in the stadium. If you want to win the medal, then you have to, if your focus is that you want to win that medal, then you have to practice a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So you may be interested in other things also, but your focus is to win that medal in the Olympics or in the Commonwealth, whatever may be. So what will you do? You will pay more attention to that. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
The same thing here also. If you want to be to pursue education or studies in to be in English, then you need to find little more time, how to learn, how to gain more knowledge. That is keeping yourself open to the books, to the newspaper happenings of this one. So like that, if you prepare yourself, at the same time give importance to all the subjects. But if it's English is your forte, it is your cup of tea, then you need to sip it properly, drink it properly.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question.
Please give chance to someone else. Dipali.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I wanted to know that as a principal who spends most of their time interacting with children,
yes,
what do you personally feel about the new education policy? I mean, I want to pursue journalism and I want to take up arts as my study. So, ma'am, I feel that some people believe that arts is for those who are either not very intelligent or are sort of underprivileged in education. So, ma'am, do you think the same, or do you feel that the new education policy will bring some sort of change?
Yes, dear child. I firmly believe that the new NEP will bring lot of changes in the education system. And this is what is that we have taboo that only was that those who are not able to get third class marks and go for humanities, second class for commerce, and first class for this one. That is a society has made.
Yes, ma'am.
But there are children who have stood first in the university or wherever, or in the college or in the CBSE board. They have taken arts and then they have excelled in their studies. It is all a mental setup, how we look at the things. So we need to break all these barriers, dear child, and show that all three streams are equal. It is my choice whether I want to be. It's not that our doctor's son has to be a doctor. Our doctor's son can be a what is a journalist, can be an actor. So we need to change our mental setup.
And Shastra, you listen. I think she is a born journalist.
Yeah, she says that she wants to be journalism. Yeah, but dear, in journalism we need to have courage to speak the truth.
Yes.
And for speaking the truth, you have to pay the price. Yes.
Yes, Ayush Patel.
यस मैम मैम मेरे को ये पूछना था आपसे कि आपके मतलब अकॉर्डिंग टू यू आप क्या चेंज करना चाहेंगी टीचिंग सिस्टम में?
बेटे मुझे क्या लगता है कि हम लोग मार्क्स के पीछे भाग जाते हैं. सब लोग क्या चाहिए, सिर्फ मार्क्स चाहिए, लेकिन वो मार्क्स मुझे कैसे जीवन बिताना के लिए सिखाता है वह हम लोग नहीं सीखते हैं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल I want that my every child should be able to adjust any situation and any way. And secondly, my child should be able to walk any place, anytime with raised head. So bringing in the child confidence, courage, and what is that? Self-confidence. I want self-confidence. Yes, I can do. And above all, what I want my child to be more positive and spreading this fragrance of positivity everywhere.
Kanaya Jalotra. Kanaya is connecting with us from Udhampur. Ma'am, I think he's not able to listen. Yes, carry on, please. Kanaya.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
I am Kaniya Jalotra from Udhampur.
Yes.
Ma'am, my question is that, ma'am, how can we set timetable for studying lockdown?
You have to take personal responsibility and make your own timetable, child. I know because of this lockdown, maybe our timetable has completely changed. Where we were supposed to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock, now we may be getting up at 9 o'clock. Am I right? So that discipline has to remain, whether I'm in offline or online. Whether I'm having regular classes or I'm in lockdown. So it has disturbed the system of the child. Discipline has completely gone. So we need to discipline ourselves and let's make your own timetable.
And ma'am, after making the timetable, we have to follow it also.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Not making the timetable is sufficient. We can plan the things that 6 a.m. In the morning, I will start this study, and we can forget that after some time.
Yeah, no. We have to live up to that timetable. Accountability is must.
Dilpreet.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, I am Dilpreet Singh from Bathinda. Ma'am, my question is that I want to become an IAS officer. So in which subject I have to focus more?
I think so. If you want to IAS officer, even you can take non-medical also and become IAS officer. Then you can pursue in political science. Otherwise, you can take after 10th, you can take humanities also. So there are so many people I have seen, those who have excelled, doctors have become IAS officers, Engineers have become IAS officers. So there isn't barrier for any field.
And by choosing any subject, we can be a IAS.
Yes.
It's up to our hard work, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Ankit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, my question is that how we can be have a positivity side.
Pardon me?
Ma'am, Ankit wants to know that how we can have a positivity in us.
By drinking positive thoughts, by eating positive thoughts, by breathing positive thoughts. Everything has to be positive. First of all, we need to set right our mind. Our mind has to be positive. Positive thoughts in our hearts. Then only we'll be able to have positivity around us. Reading positive books, speaking positive, and keeping myself away from the negative. In this way, I can be positive and I can spread positivity everywhere.
Kashika.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, child.
मैम एक्चुअली आई वांट टू बिकम अ सीए एंड मैंने कॉमर्स रखी है, तो मुझे आपसे ये पूछना था कि उसके साथ मैथ्स रखनी मुझे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि मैं उसके बिना भी अकाउंट्स के साथ ही सिर्फ कर सकती हूँ?
I think so. Maths is important, sir. Sanjay will tell. Maths is important here for CA.
But it's good for you if you are able to do a math. It's good for you. It will help you in your CA subjects also. Okay. But if you are not able to cope up with math, you can take applied math. Now we have an option of second math that is called applied math, which is directly associated with your commerce stream. Okay. If you are not cope up with
actually sir, I'm weak in maths.
Then do surely go with applied math. It's a good one. It's a good one for you, and it's helpful in your CA also, because many topics in your CA subject are included in that math. You will surely go with that math, and the code of that math is 241. I think so. Okay. Kashika, from where you are?
Okay, thank you. Sir, I am from Jalandhar, Punjab.
Okay. Jyoti.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
My name is Jyoti. I'm living in Hisar right now.
Yes.
I have a question. As we are going in 11th in few months, so on what basis we can choose our stream?
First of all, it depends upon your interest, child. What do you want to be? You need to have goal in your life. Need to be focused. And secondly, it all depends upon your interest. For example, there can be a child who parents wants him to do medical and may be very good in studies, but his interest is in to be to do humanities. So you should be very well focused what you want to be.
Okay.
No one can force upon you, but you can take the guidance of your parents and the elders. They can help you. You should know what you want to be in future.
One could say, ma'am, first you should convince your parents that I want to be this, or either you should try hard to convince them I want to be this one. Jyoti, Lokesh, please. Lokesh Nandela.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
I am from Guntur district, ma'am.
Andhra Pradesh.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my doubt is I want to become an IPS officer, but
Yes.
I am an average student.
Yes.
How can I improve my IQ level?
You have to read books. You have to read books. Keep yourself abreast to the present situation, current situation.
And lots of hard work.
Yes.
In study as well as on physical part. Ajit Gurjar.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, like you said previously that a student want to take humanities and parents are forcing. Ma'am, same thing happening with me, ma'am. I want to become a cricketer, but ma'am, my parents are forcing me to become a doctor because I'm good in studies. But ma'am, I don't want to do that. So ma'am, how to convince them?
No,
I
you
want to.
prove, you, this one, talk to your parents, make them understand. And at the same time, to be a that cricketer is your passion, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Being a doctor also you can be a cricketer?
Yes.
Ma'am, but I feel that cricketer's life is very short. Ma'am, if I would become a doctor, that will only take 5 to 10 years. Then my cricketer's life will become very short. Then I cannot play that much cricket.
No, you have to juggle both. So I won't say that because your parents want you to be doctor and you are interested to be cricketer, so you have to give up your studies. No, child.
Ajit, as you know, Anil Kumble is an engineer.
Yes.
Rahul Dravid is an engineer.
Yes.
Okay. And you will set the example that a doctor will be a cricketer.
Yes. So we need to change this, all these taboos, barriers, no? I would be happy if I see a doctor go becoming a cricketer.
I think it's a record.
Yes. The present generation, we have to bring some changes. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Pranjal.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, child.
मैम मैंने आपसे ये पूछना था ऑफिसर और सीआईडी की पोस्ट है तो मेरे को क्या स्किल इम्पोर्टेंट मेरी करने के लिए
Pranjal, we are not able to listen you
because
properly. I think connection is not good. Janvi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, my question is that how to study effectively for boards, because we are studying, but how to study effectively to get 100% marks?
100.
Janvi, what happens is, if I balance my studies, if from the day one, mostly what happens is, I study at last moment. Am I right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So I need to have every day's food, take every day. So here also studies also. You balance your time, child. Manage your time. You have to make a personal timetable. How much time do you want to spend for every subject? How much time do you want to keep for yourself? How much time do you want for playing? So if you need to, if you balance your time, then it will be this one. So let's not, postpone our things. If you study every day, 1 or 2 hours, I think so you can be very effective.
Thank you, ma'am.
And good and get 100 marks, as you said.
Yes.
Anshul.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
Ma'am, I have a question that how can I prepare for IIT from now?
In which class you are now, Anshul?
Ninth.
Ninth class. You want to prepare for IIT?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir, you please answer the question is yours.
Anshul, it's very well said. You should prepare yourself in all the subjects. As you have listened, our previous guest, he said from professor from IIT, he said, set your goals and your targets. Okay, I have to study this much portion in this time. Check your papers and keep in touch with latest trends of study. That which area you are weak and which area you are strong in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Okay, and concentrate on that part. I think you will achieve your target.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Please, ma'am.
Yeah, one more thing. Without hard work, there is no success. So all of us have to work hard in every field. Whether I want to be a cricketer, a journalist, a doctor, or engineer, I have to work hard.
मैम अब थोड़े से फनी क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं एंड वन चाइल्ड सेड कि आपको नोटोरियस बच्चे कैसे लगते हैं जो स्कूल में शरारतें करते हैं?
I love them. because they bring life in the school. And when I was teaching, if the naughty child was not present, I was missing that class. So I would preferably, I would ask in the class, where is that child? So I love naughty boys because naughty boys will be remembering the school and the teachers.
And naughty up to certain limit.
Yeah, correct. No, again, I'm saying it should be constructive naughtiness, not destructive. Your naughtiness should not bring pain to others' child, but your naughtiness has to bring life in others.
And one more, this kind of question. I think that is पवन, कि आप स्कूल में हमसे कॉपीज क्यों बनवाई जाती हैं? Fair copies.
Fair copies.
Why we are asked to prepare a fair copy?
Because we want your handwriting to be improved. Then secondly, you should not forget whatever you have studied.
And for practice also.
Yes. And one thing, why do we wear fresh, nice dress when we go out and all? To look nice, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, to feel the pinch of that particular, what is that, dress or the festival, anything. We feel that, yes, today is like this, Diwali, today is Christmas, today is Muharram. So we feel that from within. So same thing, when we see our books, we also feel that, yes, this is, I have written, my writing, and something you learn from it.
Aryan. Aryan Rawat. Okay. Amritanshu. I think they are not. Pavan, yes, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, child.
I want to know how to overcome from a particular addiction, for example, mobile addiction, gaming addiction, and which जो हमें पढ़ाई से दूर भगाता है.
Madam, that is the basic problem of all the childs.
Yes. बेटे क्या हो जाता है ना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमने पता होना है कि ये मैं कुछ गलत कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है. और यदि आज आप 1 घंटा या 2 घंटा मोबाइल यूज करते हैं तो you make a constant effort tomorrow to make half an hour to lessen it. और वो आधा घंटा अच्छा काम में डालो, पढ़ाई में डालो, पढ़ने में डालो, दूसरों का हेल्प करने में डालो, मम्मी का किचन में जब मम्मी को हेल्प करो. So like that, if you make constant, today you may be able to succeed, and tomorrow you make little more time, that is 1 hour you give up your watching your, using your mobile. So constant practice makes a person perfect.
मैम प्लेइंग करने से कितना होगा, जैसे बैडमिंटन या जो भी गेम खेले, एक्सरसाइज करने से?
मैंने आप ज्यादा करते हो क्या?
नो मैम, शाम को खेलते हैं.
या ना, उसमें लिमिट होना, 1 घंटा ज्यादा मैंने 2 घंटे, उससे ज्यादा नहीं होना बेटे.
ओके मैम.
Okay, and now, madam, sister, concluding word from your side, wishes for students and advice for students how they can prepare
NTSE
and 10th also.
Yeah.
And one more question, sister. One more question. Many students ask about opening of schools because they miss the school right now.
Yes. I do not know, dear children, whether your parents will allow you. So I'm sending a consent letter to the parents, whether they are willing to send or not. I know, and this situation is for everybody, child, not only for particular state or area, it is for everybody. So we need to take care of ourselves. My first and foremost priority will be children's safety. So if I do not know, if God allows, it's okay. But if God doesn't want, we cannot. So for me, every child safety is important. I would prefer, and I would tell the parents to take responsibility for their child. Maybe you may come for 1 day, 2 day to school, just see and take the guidance of the teacher, that you can. But I won't think at one go we can allow all the children to come inside the classroom. Because all of us are in a scary situation. And children are vulnerable, adults are vulnerable. Easily they can be, become a prey to this virus. So I want every child of mine to be safe and protected. That is my prayer for my children, for all the children.
Thank you, ma'am. And many students wants to know, ma'am, which is your favorite subject?
I'm for English and SST.
Okay.
Though I did commerce in my 11th and 12th, but I did not like history at all. But I took in graduation history and I topped the university. Finally, depends upon the interest child. So I'm happy that all you dear children are taking extra class for NTSE. You want to learn, we want to clear NTSE. And it is another, I should say, if you clear this NTSE, it is another feather in your crown. For this, you need to pay attention, give equal attention to all the subjects. Not only maths and science, but all the subjects.
All the subjects.
Yes. But maybe some subjects you have to pay a little more attention. For example, maths and science, because we are scared of maths and science most of the time.
Ma'am, as you said, your favorite subject is history. And many students are writing me, sir, ask this question, please. What is the easy way to learn history?
See, what I was doing is, I always, whatever was taught in the school, I went home and I studied. And that registered in my mind. By God's grace, I had little sharp memory. So I didn't have to, this one. When the exam came, I didn't have to struggle a lot. And always I wrote. Whenever I studied, I wrote the question answer, then I checked and I saw where I made a mistake, then again I wrote it. So in this way, it was remaining in my long-term memory, LTM it was remaining. And I know years are this one. So what I used to make small notes. When you go out and in, recall those years, incidents, and match them. And one more thing I used to sit in a particular place for this chapter. So when the question comes, I used to recall, I sat under this, tree, or I sat in this room under this place. Then thoughts would immediately flow. So I do not need, it is applicable for others, I do not know, but it did help me.
That means you can correlate the things with some incidents.
Yes. When I took economics in class in my graduation, I always watched the news. And current points I used to add. So I was very good in current knowledge, general knowledge. So it all depends upon one's interest.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And once again, ma'am, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
You are spare your valuable time for my students. And in the last, please some advice for my students for their future.
Yeah. Children, first of all, you thank God that you have got this platform to learn online. And from the person whom you do not know, whom you have not come to know at all. So be grateful. And secondly, whatever is taught, put into practice. Work hard. If you have any query, my teachers used to tell me, do not go to bed or do not go to home from the school unless your thoughts are, the concepts are clear. So you also should do the same thing. Unless your concepts are clear, do not proceed to the next chapter. So for that, you need to pay attention in the class and work hard. And write down all your queries and take the help from others. For this, your hard work is very, very important. Without hard work, we cannot we cannot enjoy success, children. Even Ajit, if you have to be a cricketer, how much of sweat do you have to sweat?
Ajit is muted right now.
Okay. You can hear me, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So same thing, we have to shed little bit. It should pinch us. Yes, you should say, yes, I am sacrificing something for this. Then only the joy comes. I think so Sanjeev also will tell me, because he has sacrificed his time for you, dear children, the inner joy that he has, no one can give to him. So same thing, whatever I do, I should feel for it. Yes, I am doing. And that should give me inner joy. And one more thing, dear children, what I want to tell you is, there will be a lot of failures in our life. Rise up. Go ahead. I will tell you one small story. A farmer had a donkey. He used that donkey till the donkey was able to give his service. And once the farmer came to know that his donkey is unable to give him any service, he put him in the open well, which was already filled in. But the donkey did not lose his faith and courage. And he had to fill in that, the farmer wanted to fill that open well. So what he did, all the dirt he put in that well. For every shovel or every bucket of mud that was thrown on the donkey, what did it do? It shook his head and raised his leg. Means the more he put the mud, he went higher and higher, and one day the donkey came out of the well. So same thing, dear children, there will be many people who will be throwing garbage on us, saying unhealthy words, will discourage you, will criticize you. Do not get demoralized. Shake off yourself, get up and walk ahead. So for this, we need to have positivity, self-confidence and courage. Let's not be taken up by the negativity that is around us. First of all, I should decide I should not bring pain to others. I will bring joy to others. And even if there is negativity around, I will not be shaken. No one can shake. Do not give the keys of your happiness to somebody else. It's in your hand. Do not allow others to break yourself, because the key is in your hand. If you give the key to somebody else, then they'll go on breaking you. So please be strong. Put in work, more hard work, and be always optimistic, positive. A sincere heart, sincere effort will be always blessed by God. And dear children, one more thing I want to tell you, let's not be too proud about our own talents or gifts. Today I may have, tomorrow I may not have. So that humility, that namrata, we say in Hindi, that has to be with us. And one more thing what I want to tell you is, dear children, nobody is high and low, all are equals. Let's learn to respect every human being, whether he is a prime minister's son or whether he is a beggar's son. So we need to respect everybody. Let's not lose our humanness because of my intelligence or because of my wealth. The education that I get should make me a more human being, a deeper human being. And one more, children, what I want you is, please let's spread the positivity around. Let's spread peace, forgiveness, love, understanding. Let it have in our hearts and let it spread to one another. All the best. Thank you very much. God bless you. And especially Be the beacon light of goodness everywhere, as Sir has been to you all, to us all. So let's also be good to everybody in small way. Let's not wait to do great after some years. No. Maybe your mother is struggling in the kitchen. You are meddling with your mobile. Leave your mobile, go and help your mother for 5. I'm not asking whole day, 5 minutes. So extending helping hand, rendering helping hand from home, starting from home. Charity begins always at home.
Yes.
So if your intentions are good, dear children, we will have always blessings. So let's have positive intention, positivity around us, and surely you will excel. And I wish and pray and hope that good number of students, you will be excelling in NTSE. And you shine in your own locality, in your family, in your locality, in your surrounding, in your school, in your state, country, and in the world at large. All the best. God bless you all.
Thank you, sister. Thank you for your time. And I think all the students will be benefited and follow your advice in their study. And today, from today, they will help their mother in the kitchen. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you once again. Thank you, students, for your patience.
One, sir. Every work has its own place and respect.
Yes.
So I should not feel ashamed to do any kind of work. I may be only child of my parents, but at the same time, I should know any kind of work. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
Students, now I'm closing that session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Thank you, students.
Yes.
All the best.
Yes. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Yeah.